Level 1. The Morning Senate. You are Julius Caesar. The date is March 14th, 44 BC. You have approximately 32 hours left. You do not know this. The 60 men who do know it are already in motion across the city. You walk into the Senate this morning to conduct routine state business. The Senate is currently meeting at the Theater of Pompey. The old chamber burned down 9 years ago. The theater is just outside the city walls. Your bodyguards do not have full authority in the precincts of the theater. The conspirators have noted this. They have selected tomorrow's meeting location with care. Level 2. The dinner at Lepidus's house. The late afternoon. You dine at the home of Marcus Aemilius Lepidus, your magister equitum, your second in command. The dinner is private, a small group around the table. Wine. Conversation. Someone asks you what kind of death is the best to die. You answer instantly, without thinking, without choosing the words. You say, a sudden one. You say you would prefer to die unexpectedly, before any expectation of dying had taken hold. The other guests laugh. The conversation moves on. 2 of the men present at this dinner know what is planned for tomorrow morning. They do not mention it. They smile at your answer and reach for the wine. Level 3. Calpurnia's dreams. The night. You return home after dark. Your wife Calpurnia greets you at the door. You go to bed. Calpurnia does not sleep. She has nightmares throughout the night. Plutarch, writing 150 years later from sources that have since been lost, records 2 of them. In one, the pediment of your house collapses onto the bed. In another, she is holding your bleeding body in her arms. Suetonius records similar dreams. By dawn, she has decided. She will not let you leave the house tomorrow. Level 4. The omens. The morning of March 15th. You wake at the first hour. You perform the morning sacrifice. The augur reads the entrails. The signs are bad. He tells you so. He tells you the auspices do not bode well for state business today. You are skeptical. You have been skeptical of augurs for 30 years. Calpurnia is not skeptical. She holds your arm at the doorway. She begs you to stay. She tells you about the dreams. She tells you to send word to the Senate to reschedule. You hesitate. You are not a superstitious man. But Calpurnia has not begged you for anything in 20 years of marriage. You consider sending word. Level 5. Decimus arrives. The 3rd hour. A knock at the door. Decimus Junius Brutus Albinus, one of your most trusted lieutenants, a Gallic war veteran, a man you have personally promoted, a man whose name appears as a legal heir in your will. He has come to walk with you to the Senate. You have not yet decided whether to go. He talks. He flatters you. He tells you it would be insulting to the Senate to send word that you are staying away because of your wife's dreams. He tells you that if anyone in Rome should be ashamed of superstition today, it should be the senators, not you. Decimus is a senior conspirator. The conspirators sent him because they knew you trusted him. You agree to come. You walk out the door with him. Level 6. The scroll. The 4th hour. The walk to the Theater of Pompey. The streets are crowded. A Greek philosopher and teacher named Artemidorus of Cnidus pushes through the crowd as you pass. He hands you a small scroll. He tells you, with urgency, to read it immediately, in private. The scroll, according to the surviving sources, contains the names of the conspirators and the details of the plot. You take it. You hold it in your hand. You do not read it. The crowd around you is dense. You assume it is another petition. You walk on. Artemidorus follows for several minutes urging you to read. You do not. You enter the portico of the Theater of Pompey still holding the unread scroll. Level 7. The man pulled aside. The 5th hour. At the entrance to the Senate, the conspirator Trebonius pulls Mark Antony aside. Antony is your co-consul. He is the most physically dangerous person in your immediate circle. The conspirators have arranged for Trebonius to engage him in extended conversation outside the Senate so he cannot intervene. Trebonius does this. Antony is detained. You walk into the Senate alone except for senators, none of whom are your bodyguards. Level 8. The petition. The Senate opens. You take your seat on a curule chair near the great statue of Pompey, the man you defeated in the Civil War 4 years ago. The conspirators have agreed to surround you using a petition as cover. Tullius Cimber approaches. He kneels. He presents a petition asking for the recall of his exiled brother. You decline. He persists. Other senators, the conspirators, gather around as if to add their support. They press in close, too close. Cimber suddenly grabs your toga and pulls it down off your shoulders. Level 9, the first contact. Casca strikes first. The blow is shallow. Casca aims for your neck and misses. You turn and grab his wrist. You shout in Latin,
Casca scelus tu!
Casca, you villain, what are you doing? Casca panics. He shouts to his brother in Greek, Brother, help me. The conspirators close in. The chaos is immediate. The senators not in on the plot are too stunned to intervene. Level 10, the base of the statue. You receive the wounds in approximately 30 seconds. You attempt to fight back at first. You then attempt to flee. Then you see Marcus Junius Brutus among the conspirators. Brutus, the man whose mother you had a relationship with for 15 years. Brutus, the man you pardoned at Pharsalus when you could have ended his career. Brutus, the man you have repeatedly treated as a son. The sources record that on seeing Brutus, you stop fighting. You pull your toga over your head so the others cannot see your face as you fall. You collapse at the base of the statue of Pompey. The sources disagree on your last words. The famous Latin, et tu, Brute, is from Shakespeare. The Greek, kai su teknon, you too, child, is recorded by Suetonius. The most likely truth is that you said nothing. Level 11, the floor. The Senate scatters. The conspirators expected the Senate to applaud them as liberators. The Senate flees in terror instead. Your body is left on the floor of the chamber for several hours. Eventually, 3 slaves arrive. They lift you onto a litter. They carry you home through the streets of Rome. One of your arms hangs over the edge of the litter as the slaves walk. Calpurnia receives the body at the door. Mark Antony, having escaped Trebonius once the alarm spread, is in hiding. He will emerge within 48 hours. He will use your funeral oration to redirect the entire political consequence of the assassination, turning the Roman public against the conspirators within days. The 24 hours that began with you joking at Lepidus's table about the best kind of death ended with you receiving exactly the kind of death you had described. Sudden, unexpected, almost certainly painless given the speed of the wounds. The historians have argued for 2,000 years about whether you saw it coming. The answer the sources actually give is that you saw most of it coming and chose not to act. Calpurnia warned you. The auspices warned you. Artemidorus warned you, in writing, in your hand, minutes before you walked into the room. You were the most observant political mind of your century, and you did not change course on any of the warnings. If you watched this far, the channel's already for you. Subscribe. I publish these every week. And that's the royal telling.